Welcome back to Launch With Me. I'm so excited to dive in today for our third video of this series. If you are new here, this is a series where I'm documenting every step of a new launch so that you can see behind the scenes of what it looks like to run a launch in my multiple six-figure business. If you haven't already signed up for this series, please be sure to do so. All you have to do is go to the description beneath this video. There's a link there where you can register for free. Doing so gives you access to a Google Doc where I am distilling all of the information from this video series into that document so that once we're done with the series, you have a very clear, almost kind of checklist or guide as to my whole launch approach so that you can then take that and use that in the future for your own launches. So make sure you go grab that by registering for free at the link in the description below. And if you want to work closely with me during this Launch With Me series to get more bonus content, deeper content, more resources, and also just get to ask me questions so that I can give you personalized coaching and guidance for your business and launch strategies, then I would love to have you come join the VIP upgrade for Launch With Me. It is a ridiculous steal of a price to work closely with me for the next probably 5 to 6 weeks as we go through this whole launching process together. The people in there are already loving it, having huge breakthroughs and realizations. I am loving getting to answer all of their questions in there, give them coaching, and create more content for them there. So if you want to get access to that, go check that out. Again, the link for that is in the description below this video. Now in this video, the main thing we're going to talk about is ideal client clarity. And this is so important because this is a step where I feel people only go part way when they really need to go deeper. And it's where I know I used to only go part way into getting clarity on my ideal client and realizing that I really need to go a lot deeper in order to create marketing content and sales content that really speaks to people and gets them lining up saying, oh my God, how can I buy this? Can you open the doors early for me? I want to get in now. And really creates those effortless sold out launches. Also, getting clarity on your ideal client helps you really tweak your offer and price it and structure it and create a whole launch strategy that makes sense for your ideal client and really makes it, again, an effortless, no-brainer choice for them to opt into whatever freebies you have, to engage with your marketing content, and to eventually purchase your offer. And now before we get into that, I have an update for you. When I set out to do this Launch With Me series, I thought it would probably be at least 4 or 5 videos in until I started having tweaks or changes to my offer or showing you how I was pivoting in my launch. But we already have a kind of pivot. If you remember in the last video, I announced that the offer that I'm launching in this series that I'm documenting the launch of is a low-cost monthly membership called the Wealth Vibe. That is staying the same. However, who it is for is actually changing. In the last video, I mentioned that the Wealth Vibe membership would be for entrepreneurs who want to have a space to really learn how to better embody and hold that embodiment of their next level self in their business, their next level self of wealth, all of that sort of stuff. And that, again, isn't really changing too much, but instead of this membership being only for entrepreneurs, I now have some clarity and have very strong intuitive confirmation that really what I want for this membership is for it to be a place where anyone who wants to reach their next level of abundance with ease can come do so by learning how to embody their next level self in a sustainable way where they can hold it and therefore effortlessly step into new levels of wealth. I don't want to spend this whole video talking about why I'm making this change because there's a lot I can't really talk about yet, but just so you have an understanding of why I'm making this shift to the offer is because a couple different really exciting developments in different parts of my business that I can't really talk about them yet because they're not finalized and some of them involve other people and moving parts, but there's some really exciting opportunities coming up in my business that kind of changes a little bit the trajectory of where I think my focus is going to be over the next couple years. And so I want to make sure this membership is playing into a long-term strategy in my business that's really honoring more of the audience that I'm going to be speaking to as my business continues to shift and grow in this new phase of business that I'm in. So that's really why the membership is now no longer just going to be for entrepreneurs. It's going to be for anyone who wants to really learn to sustainably hold that energy of their next level self, to be able to live in the wish fulfilled, to be able to act as if, to be that sustained energetic match for what they desire and act as that version of them in the here and now in order to call that desire to them. And especially around money. This is, of course, because of what I love to do and talk about. This is around calling in that next level of wealth. I'm kind of in this way unniching in a way, right? A lot of times people talk about niching down and saying how that's such a good thing. I am a fan of niching down if it feels good to you and if it makes sense for you and your business and where you're going with it. However, I think that there are times to niche and times to go more general, but I'm really getting intuitive nudges right now and also just strategic things popping up in my business that are all pointing toward having this membership be a space where anyone can come to really tap into their next level self, to tap into that next level of wealth, that wealth vibe, so that they can do that more frequently, sustain that more frequently, become that version of them, and manifest that into their reality. So to sum up, the basic structure of what I already covered in the last video of what I'm offering is staying the same. It's just that who I'm going to be talking to in my marketing and the way I'm going to speak to them has now shifted, which is perfect timing to have this clarity, because now we're going to dive into ideal client clarity, and I get to be even clearer on who this is for and how I'm going to position this and talk about this later on in my marketing content with what I determined today for my ideal client. So I just wanted to give you that update because that changes a little bit of what we're going to be talking about from here on out in this launch strategy. It also is just a good example of how you get to continue to pivot in business and continue to use your intuition or your inner guidance or whatever you want to call it to make decisions, even when in the short term or sometimes long term they don't always make sense. I know a lot of business gurus would look at what I'm doing and say, this is ridiculous. You can speak more specifically to just entrepreneurs. If you can solve this problem specifically for them, market to them, it's going to be easier to sell. And that might be true in some cases, but all I have to do is just get more clear on how the specific problem I'm solving, not just who I'm solving it for, and how I can speak to anyone that applies to. That's really what we're going to be doing today, is getting really clear on who my ideal client for this offer is, what problems they're facing, what their deep problem really is, and how I can speak to those struggles, those desires in a way that helps people determine whether this membership is for them or not. All right, let's get clear on my ideal client for the Wealth Vibe membership. I am now going to walk you through the questions I ask myself to get clarity on my ideal client for any given offer. I have some notes down here that I'm gonna kind of read through just so I know I don't miss anything. And then at the end of this video, we'll know who the ideal client is for this offer. The first question I ask myself, it's pretty similar to what we covered in the last video where we were talking about getting clear on what problem your offer solves. But I just ask myself, what is the transformation that your offer facilitates? What is the problem it solves? The Wealth Vibe membership allows people to go from being disconnected and out of alignment with their next level self to being completely aligned with it. It solves the problem of not knowing how to hold the vibration of what you want, not knowing how to embody your next level self in a sustainable way. This right here, I think, is a great starting point, because I already know the people who are the ideal client for this offer, the people who struggle to stay in their embodied state, to stay in their next level, to act as if now, to live in the wish fulfilled, to act as if, to hold the vibration of what they desire, to attract what they desire. That's the people who this is for. That's the problem that this solves. That's really a great starting point. However, if I just said that, most people probably aren't gonna buy, because it just sounds nice. It doesn't actually paint a picture of what the transformation is truly gonna be. It doesn't paint a picture of how their life is going to benefit from joining this membership. So this is where I go just a little bit deeper, and I just say off the top of my head, who is the ideal client for this offer? For me, it is somebody who wants to embody and manifest their next level of wealth. Doesn't matter what they currently make or have or what level of wealth they want to attain. These principles are the same at every level. Someone who wants to master the art of manifesting wealth in all definitions of the word. Someone who wants wealth, not just riches. I think this is important because being rich equals having a lot of money. Being wealthy equals having it all. And I think that's an important distinction for this membership. And when I say having it all, I mean having a full, wealthy life where happiness and fulfillment and success and impact and money are all overflowing in your life. This is also for someone who doesn't subscribe to the old traditional paradigm of money, because this space is against unintentional, mindless hustle culture. Now that was a lot. It goes a little bit deeper. It paints a little bit more of a picture. Some people listening to this might say, yeah, okay, that's me. I want this membership. I can see the value of it. I want it. It's not quite there yet though. It's not strong enough. But this is where I used to stop with my ideal client work. I used to go, okay, here's the main problem it solves. Here's the kind of person who would want it. People who are kind of spiritual, people who want more money and don't have more money and they need to embody themselves to get there. And that made selling really hard. And my numbers weren't where I wanted them to be. And this is where I see a lot of other people stop, is a lot of people, when they're getting clarity on their ideal client, they just kind of go at the surface level. You're gonna have to connect the dots for people, which means you have to have a deeper understanding of who your ideal client is and what they're struggling with and what they want and how your offer helps them get there. So to do this, we look at what is my ideal client's biggest, deepest struggle that my offer helps them address. So the true deep struggle that this offer, the Wealth Vibe membership, helps people address, we've already kind of stated this, is not being able to hold the embodiment or energy of more money or your next level self. Not being able to hold that energy long enough until it manifests in your reality. That's what we're working on. But that's still, I could say that, and some people again will resonate with it, but not enough. We have to go deeper. So this is where I ask myself, what does this look like in their life? What does it look like when someone's not being able to hold the embodied energy of their next level of wealth? What does that look like in their life? They maybe feel good or feel like they're embodying their next level self, but not being able to sustain that for more than a few minutes or hours. Knowing what they want, what their next level looks like, what wealth means to them, but then having no idea how they're going to get there, and then getting caught up in how it's going to happen, and then starting to be overwhelmed by it and second guess themselves and just feel hopeless and like they'll never get where they want. Or wanting more but feeling stuck at the same level of wealth and not sure how to break free of it or get out of their own way. These are all just examples of what this could look like in their life when someone's not holding the energy, when they don't know how to embody their next level of wealth. This is what it might look like in their lives. Now, what I said, again, will resonate with more people because we've gone a little bit deeper, but we can go deeper still. Now that I have some ideas of how it looks like for people when they're not embodying their next level self, I'm now going to come up with specific examples of what this looks like, very specific examples that are universal enough for people to relate to, but also specific enough for people to look at and go, oh my God, those exact words came out of my mouth last week at brunch with my friends. This is exactly what I need. How are you, a mind reader? Oh my God, I clearly need this program because you're speaking right to me. You're reading my mind. I need this. This is exactly what I struggle with. Oh my gosh, do you have an answer for me? Can you help me? This is, like I said, the piece that most people miss. And let's be clear, in order to get these specific examples, in order to understand what our ideal client is really struggling with, I always pull on what I have struggled with the most, because like I said in a previous video, most of my offers are solving problems that I have solved for myself and as well as my clients. So then I also think about results my clients have had, struggles my clients have had, all that sort of stuff. I also think about ways that I see other people in my audience, in my family, and my friends struggling if they are not embodying their next level self. When I think about all of those things, I have a wealth of examples that we can pull from. I'm gonna read them here, and I'll try to edit out the ones that are a little repetitive, because again, this is just a brain dump for me, but I wanna give you an idea of what a very specific yet universal example looks like to help connect the dots between what you know your ideal client is struggling with at the core, that's really what your offer typically solves, versus what they think they're really struggling with, and just the way it manifests at the surface level in their life, because that's what they're gonna have most awareness around, so that when they read that in your content or see that in your ad or hear that from you on a webinar or sales conversation, they're gonna go, oh my God, how did you know that that's exactly what I struggle with? Oh my gosh, yes, I have that issue. Tell me more about your offer. Tell me more about how I can fix that, because they feel very validated and they feel very seen. Specific examples of what my ideal client struggles with. Specific examples of what it looks like when they're not embodying their next level of wealth. Feeling confident about a launch or about a job interview, but then quickly starting to doubt themselves if they don't make any sales immediately or get hired on the spot. Feeling unstoppable and like their next level of wealth is inevitable, but then mentally beating themselves up or feeling hopeless when they scroll on social media or compare themselves to others. Knowing that they aren't acting as their most powerful, high, next level version of themselves, but struggling to get out of the habits and patterns or beliefs that are holding them back. Like they know they're holding themselves back and they just can't escape that kind of block around it. Affirming or visualizing or scripting tons of money coming their way, feeling so connected to their next level, but then immediately feeling broke and miserable when they come out of their practices and look at their bank account and the money hasn't magically manifested there in the last 12 seconds. Feeling like they can't act like their next level self because they don't have the money they'd have at their next level and therefore can't spend or act like their next level self would, so they feel constantly reminded that they're stuck in their current level of wealth. Feeling like the people around them will judge them if they say they're manifesting or embodying their wealth or their next level. Feeling kind of crazy or delusional or rational for trying to embody their next level self. Trying all of the other manifestation approaches, money tactics, business strategies, or career trajectories, basically doing all the right things or the things they should do and not seeing the results they want around money and not seeing the money or success they want coming in, so they find it hard to believe it before they see it. These are all a lot of specific examples. I know there's more I could come up with. There are ways I could refine these and tighten these up, which I will probably do for my marketing content when we get to that point. But this gives me a very clear picture of who this membership is for. This is for someone who is spiritual, who understands the value of embodiment or manifestation or vibration or frequency or whatever you want to call it. They understand the value of it, but they just struggle to actually live that reality now. They struggle to hold that embodied state or energy. That's really who this is for. And it's for people who want to do this specifically around money, around wealth, around success. Now that I know their biggest struggles, I also kind of flip that all around and look at my ideal clients' biggest desires. Again, I just kind of go really deep, really general of what is my ideal client's biggest, deepest desire that my offer helps them move closer to or achieve. Being able to effortlessly step into their next level of wealth and stay there, and speeding up their money manifestations is really what I help them achieve it. That helps them feel relief, abundance, joy, empowerment, and limitlessness around money. So what does this look like in their life? This is the next question I ask myself. What does it look like when my ideal client is able to effortlessly embody their next level of wealth? It looks like they achieve financial freedom, they easily make more and more money, they build a completely full, joyful, wealthy life that feels magical, they have complete confidence, empowerment, and ease around money, they know exactly what to do to call in money, they are never stressed about money, never fearful around money, always know more is coming in. Now, all of this, like I said, sounds pretty good to people, but if we really want to drive it home and really want to get people lining up to say, oh my God, you're a mind reader, this is exactly what I need, how do I sign up, all that sort of stuff, we want to go deeper with specific examples of what it looks like when they have these things in their life, when they have that financial freedom, when they feel like money's easy, when they have confidence and empowerment around money, when they know exactly what to do to call in the morning, when they're embodying their next level self. So specific examples of what this looks like for my ideal client: opportunities for money falling into their laps out of nowhere, making money while they sleep, making money whether they're on vacation or working, their offers selling out with ease or always getting their dream jobs, they keep getting raises, their income keeps going up, they easily are able to connect with their next level of wealth and step into it and quickly manifest it into their life. They have people saying all the time, oh my gosh, how are you so lucky with money? How are you so successful? I can't believe you just make it look so easy. Making money with ease, no longer feeling burned out, but instead feeling energized by their work or their business or their day-to-day or money-making activities. Having time and financial freedom, doing what they want when they want. Buying what they desire without having to budget or worry about money. Endless inspiration on ways to call in money, never having to do anything they don't want to do to make money again. Treating their partner or their parents or their friends to surprise vacations or dinners. Being able to finally move into their dream home, knowing that they have generational wealth for their children. These are the specific ways that what we do in the Wealth by Membership can manifest into people's lives. They're examples. We're painting the picture of what's possible if you join the membership. I think I've nailed down who the ideal client is for this offer. Like I said, someone who's spiritual, who knows the value of embodiment, who knows that they want to commit to manifesting their dream life, but they just feel like they get stuck, like they're not a master manifester, like they're really stuck around manifesting around money, or just at least manifesting that next level, or they just feel like they get pulled out of that next level energy so easily by scrolling social media or comparing themselves to others, or by just looking at their bank account and not seeing the money there, and then they get really pulled out of being that next level version of them who has all the money they desire. That's really who I'm speaking to here. I'm not speaking to people who don't understand what embodiment is. I'm not speaking to people who don't understand what manifestation is or spirituality, or they have zero interest in that. I'm speaking to people who want to step into their next level and even probably know how to, or at least know what their next level self looks like a little bit, but they don't know how to hold it. Part of what I'm going to be doing in my launch, which we'll get to in a few videos, is walking people through these stages of awareness so that then when it comes time to sell my offer and speak to these people that I've just identified here, I've helped a lot of people move into that group of people who meet this ideal client criteria. There's really so much that goes into this piece, and this is something that I'll continue to kind of come back and tweak and refine as I start writing marketing content, as I finalize the offer for my launch. Really, this is going to be probably the bulk of my ideal client clarity work here. If you have questions around this, you are more than welcome to come join me in the VIP upgrade. Happy to answer more questions about your ideal client and help you kind of figure out the right clarity you need to have for your ideal client in that space. Again, the link for that is in the description below this video. In the next video that I make for you, we're probably going to work on distilling down what we just talked about here into much clearer terms of tangible and intangible results. These things are so important. I'll speak more about that in that video. In order to make sure you don't miss out on the videos that are coming next in the Launch With Me series, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a like if you got something from it. And of course, feel free in the comments to let me know what you took away from this video, how you liked it, if you had any ahas or breakthroughs, and if you're launching alongside me, I would love to hear about who your ideal client is for your launch. What are their biggest struggles and their biggest desires? Let me know in the comments. I'm always here cheering you on with your launches as well. I can't wait to get to chat with you in our next video.